Buenos dias, amigos. We are going to Lake Titicaca today, and we are taking Peruvian limousines. All right, so Justin and I are riding today with Poncho. Hola, Poncho. This guy is my life. I think Roy might be my favorite dancer on the trip so far. Let's get a zoom into this action. Excited for the lake this morning? Yes! Are you guys gonna swim? No! I think you guys are racing a car right now. Heads up. Oh my god. Hola mi amor, ¿qué estás comiendo? Mmm, delicioso, ¿no? Dude, it's his lucky day. We are out on Lake Titicaca, and our first stop is these kind of little floating islands all around here, and I just showed a couple of them. All of this stuff is made out of reeds. Like, I think the islands themselves are just compacted reeds, and all of the huts and many of these small boats, like this one right over here, are totally made out of these reeds called dodora, and they also eat them. They use them for fire, like for kindling. It's just like so resourceful because they grow regularly here. Everything is this incredible golden shade. It just looks so cool. When the Incans came and took over this area in Peru, their language was Quechua, but they didn't actually make it out to this area. They didn't take over these people, so some of them still speak Aymara, which is the pre-Incan language. This is the base of the floating islands, and Jose Luis, our guide, was telling us that it takes them about 1 year to construct one of these island areas. And I want to try to show you what it looks like on the inside. Can you see? Hopefully you can see a little bit of the detail here. They're like aerated. They're like these, they've got all these little pockets of air. So I'm assuming that makes them good for floating. Voy a probar totora.
A little bit, not much.
The texture is like...
Oh, it's good.
Yeah?
Oh, I like it. Yeah, it's really good.
Is it sweet? Or
No,
is it...
no, it's like,
So now,
it's almost like a mix between like a really mild
the main activity they
celery
have
and
nowadays
cucumber.
is
It's like a little bit
fishing.
watery.
Look at this one.
It's good. These women are now showing us some of their textiles. They have hand crocheted and embroidered all of these things. I am now inside one of the traditional houses. This is Olga, my new friend, and she's actually going to put me in here. Let me put my camera down. This might not be that good of lighting, but just bear with me here. She's gonna dress me in a traditional outfit. Cool. Y llevan 3, ¿no?
Sí, 3 para las fiestas más alto llevamos para
sí.
bailar.
Wow, look at this. Can you see the skirt? And la chaqueta también. Wow.
Para ser soltera.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yay! So cool.
Podemos salir afuera también.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna go outside. I'm gonna be this is my single lady unveiling now. This is great. Hola, mi amor. Hola. Hola. Kamisaraki. Oh my god, this baby is amazing. Hola. ¿Quieres sentarte conmigo? Guys, this is incredible. Hola, guapo. ¿Cómo te llamas? You won't tell me. But it keeps it.
Such a little cutie.
So it looks like the knack team just gained a new member, hey? You got an assistant here? You the assistant now? So now we are on the Mercedes-Benz on our maiden voyage out onto Lake Titicaca. And this boat that we're on is also made out of totora, out of the reeds. Our guides were kind of telling us a little bit about the history of this place and why these indigenous people left the mainland to come out here. In the 16th century, when the Spaniards came here, unfortunately they captured a few of the indigenous people and they forced them into slavery in the silver mines. So these people all decided that they weren't going to live that life. So they came out here and made these reed boats and just basically started hiding in the reeds. And in the beginning, they were just living on the boats. They would have like little huts constructed in the middle of the boats, and that's where they would stay, and they would have little kitchen areas. So that's where the families would kind of live out their days. But then they devised this system of creating these islands out here. And they used to be free floating, but now they anchor them. And they joked it's because they don't want to get into trouble for floating into Bolivia by accident. But it's just so incredible. They are just such giving and happy people. And they say they have all they need out here. Just the reeds, the fish, the sunshine, the water. That's it.
How hard is the rowing?
The rowing is massively hard. Like, I'm not strong enough for this.
Yeah, you've got the technique.
I feel like I'm not doing this right, but she's laughing at me. I feel like I'm doing a bad job. They do this every day to take their kids to and from school. And I complain about sitting in traffic, right? Like, how dumb is that? Bueno, acabamos de llegar en Taquile. Es una de las islas aquí en Lake Titicaca. We just arrived on Taquile, which is an island out here that was inhabited before the Incas came. There were pre-Incan people here, but now everybody here speaks Quechua because the Inca people came here during their empire and kind of conquered this area. So on this island, these guys are pretty exclusively into agriculture and also textiles. So the guys that we just came from, the people that lived on the Reed Islands, were all fishermen, and here they are farmers. And the men here all apparently are like masters at knitting, and the women are all weavers. And this place was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so they get some assistance here. And there are some special regulations about the island, and it's really protected, but it's very cool that we get to come here. It's incredibly famous, not only for, you know, their textiles and all that, but also because of their terracing. Like, the entire island is cut with little terraces for their crops and their farming. So this is going to be a really, really cool hike. I'm feeling a little bit sluggish again. I felt better this morning, but now that I've kind of been walking around a bit, I'm struggling. I'm out of breath a lot, so I might have to take breaks from vlogging every once in a while. Check that out, guys. See those mountains in the distance? Son las montañas de Bolivia. Those are mountains in Bolivia. I'm so out of breath, I'm sorry. This is friggin' gorgeous. So we just had our first encounter with the local authority, autoridad, and it's really funny because they dress in like all black with really fancy belts, and their hats are indicators of not just status in the community, like authority, but also marital status. So the men who wear hats that are mostly like red and blue colored are married, and the boys or men who wear red and white hats are not married. And everybody's having a little bit of a hard time with altitude at the moment, so they picked us some fresh Andean mint, and we are all just smelling it. You can make tea out of it as well, but they told us to just rub it in our hands and breathe it in really deeply, and it helps with your lungs. just learned that if you like somebody, you pick a little tiny rock and you follow the girl you like and you throw a rock at them. And if she likes me, then she throws a rock back at me. We love each other. And they say that if you get rejected, if the girl doesn't like you, she turns around and she makes a face and then takes her shawl and covers her head and runs away. That's like the harshest rejection ever. So there in the distance, guys, is a really good example of what I was talking about earlier, the terracing. You can see all of those cuts into the hillside. It's awesome for farming. It prevents runoff. This whole island, like this whole experience, it's just completely opening my eyes a lot more to like sustainability and just making a little effort to recycle as much as possible. I'm sure you've heard this in other people's vlogs too, but like they wear shoes made out of old tires, and when the shoes get too worn out to wear, they use them as like hinges for gates, like right here. Look at this. That's just so incredible. It's so smart. I just can't imagine like living in a place where everybody's so supportive and everybody encourages reusing and reducing waste. Like that's so great. If everybody did that, just like imagine the possibilities. Imagine how much less waste we would create if everybody were just a little bit more aware of like how to do new things with what they don't want anymore. And now we have sat down to our lunch in Taquile. A local family was nice enough to prepare all of this for us, and it is all made with stuff that's grown on this island. There's an incredible quinoa soup that we have here. Is it amazing? So good. Sorry, I got you right when you were taking a bite.
It doesn't matter. I'm loving this.
It's just so freaking cool. It's so cool. I can't get over it. I love this place. I don't want to leave. So unfortunately, we did end up having to leave Taquile, but I just wanted to say a huge thank you to our guides and to all of the people who let us into their lives and into their homes. It was an incredible day. So that's it for today, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you tomorrow for our next day of the road trip 2016. Bye, guys.